Renters platform rent.com.au has rolled out Rent Bond, providing more than $1 million in new loans in the past month. To discuss more, Jan Ferreira is the Chief Executive and joins us now. Jan, welcome to Ausbiz. Good to have you on the show. I haven't personally
Thanks,
caught up
Andrew.
with you before, so tell us a little more about what you're doing there at rent.com.au and how you're perhaps, or what you're doing for, which I gather, some 8 million renters in Australia at the moment.
That's right, Andrew. Renters are a third of the population, 8 million of them. What's changed for us over the past couple of months is we've brought in-house a product that we've actually had in market for about 10 years called Rent Bond. So we've helped 40,000 people into a home. The model that's changed is we've leveraged the expertise that we have in-house. Our RentPay platform really processes $6 million of rent every week. Alongside the expertise that we've got from our funder, LDM, founded by Matt Leibowitz of Stake and Larry Diamond of Zib. So what we've done is we've effectively backed ourselves to improve the process for renters. So one of the big challenges you have when you're moving from one property to another is you don't get your bond release until you've actually moved. And even then, almost half of renters don't get their full bond back, and about 20% don't get any bond back from their previous property. So what we do is we bridge that gap through Rent Bond. So it's a personal loan, but if you pay it back within 21 days, which is the typical period in which bonds get refunded from the previous landlord, if you pay it back within 21 days, it costs you nothing. But if you choose to continue on with the loan, then obviously you've got fixed repayments until that loan changes. What it helps for us as a business is it transforms us from a transactional rental portal into a recurring revenue stream business. So creating sustainability for our shareholders, and as a sustainable business, we can help renters with other needs that they have through their renting journey.
All right, so that's your key, obviously, recurring revenue there. You're looking to grow that, obviously, with subscription. Overall, yeah, what are you seeing we hear a lot about the rental market and the tight squeeze there it is at the moment, given the undersupply. How's that affecting your business?
Look, from the rent.com.au sort of property listings aspect, it's affecting us because the landlords and real estate agents almost don't even need to advertise a property because as soon as they've rented one out, they've got another sort of 5, 10 great candidates for a rental. So we're seeing sort of the impact there. But in the rest of our business, it is very tight. So for example, with Rent Bond, again, it's a great product where we know that renters need to commit. As soon as an agent says, hey, you've been approved for the property, they need to find that bond, they need to find the 2 weeks rent in advance. And so that's where Rent Bond plays beautifully. We fund same day that you've applied. So as soon as you get the email from the agent saying, hey, you're approved, boom, they can put the deposit down, collect the keys and move in. There's no risk for them as a renter in that process.
And what's the advantage then for them of using RentPay, your other product?
So RentPay is a product that provides choice and flexibility to renters when they're paying rent. So so a real estate agent may say, hey, look, your rent is due every fortnight, but you might be self-employed. So you might just get a monthly invoice from a client or something like that. So the beauty is you can pay us when you've got the money, and then we will just make sure that steady stream of rent gets paid to the agent in the manner that the agent needs it, on the date that the agent needs it. We also provide alternate payment methods. So something like 40% of our renters actually use credit cards to pay their rent, primarily to get points. If you're spending $40,000 a year on rent, you might as well earn frequent flyer points for that. So you get that through our platform just by using your credit card. So we don't offer rewards directly, but it's indirectly through that. We also get people using PayPal and things like that to pay their rent. So it's about choice and flexibility for the renter.
So, Jan, you mentioned there you got the funding facility with LDM Income Fund, and I gather what you've just requested a third tranche there for $1.5 million. What are you using that for?
So the LDM funding is purely for Rent Bond. And that's kind of been accelerating. So we've got a $10 million facility with them. That $1.5 million that we've just requested will get paid to us at the end of the month, and that'll bring drawing to about 4.1 million of that $10 million. And that all goes into funding Rent Bond loans. But the great thing for us from that is it actually drives a lot of cash flow for our business as well. So we don't have to use our operating cash flow to fund new loans. We can choose to do that, of course, but any sort of repayments that renters do make to us can go on to operating costs as well as building new and better services for renters.
Yeah, and overall, what's your path to profitability? Do you have a timeline in mind?
Look, we do. We've, I guess, as with most listed businesses, we try and steer clear of putting a definitive target on that. But what we have said to the market that we are focused on is within the next sort of 12 to 18 months. So by December 2026, we expect to double our monthly revenue. We expect to be at or close to EBITDA profitability, and we expect that more than 70% of our revenue by the end of FY26 will be coming from recurring revenue streams, not one-off transactions. So collectively, those, I guess, drive us towards that point. And cash flow, I guess, has been the biggest thing for our business over the years. Rent One really changes that. It's given us a step change towards being sustainable.
And what's your market penetration at the moment? Are you in every state and territory?
We are. So we headquartered in WA, but our customer base really follows the population. So about 33% in New South Wales and about 25 each in Victoria and Queensland. So it's pretty evenly distributed right across the country. And in terms of sort of the share of bonds that we finance, well, we're doing sort of about 400 loans a month, and there's 80,000 bonds lodged nationwide every month. So we're just right at the start of the curve, and there's a big room for us to grow.